Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be sharing what I got in my daily grind creator box. So if you want to see that, stay tuned. Okay, this box is humongous, so I actually have to move it out of the way real quick. So let's open it. I am actually going to start with the bread and butter of this. So Daily Grind is coming out with some new backpack. Okay, I'm going to be starting out with the bread and butter. So Daily Grind is coming out with some new backpacks. I'm not sure if you saw when they had the Coquette collection, they had the bags. These are going to be even more high-end in looks than those. Okay, so let me take that off. So first off, I gotta say, this is absolutely so nice. This protective cover, it is like that really nice soft velvet material. It almost kind of gives you that reminiscent of like a high-end bag as well. So all the bags are gonna come with that. Now there are 4 different colors. So let's see. So the one that I chose was the Scarlet Spell. Get this off. Whew. That's a workout. All right, so we'll move this off to the side for now. Okay, so the Scarlet Spell, it has like this beautiful like burgundy on the top, and then it's going to be light pink on the bottom. So as you can see, let's take it off. I love this little pom-pom that comes on it too. That just gives it like that little fun, unique thing. And it looks like it has some hooks to where we can do some straps, and like I'll kind of go over the different straps. So I'm going to do a reel that kind of showcases this a little more in detail because I don't have much room on my desk, so I want to be able to have a bigger space that I can, showcase it a little better. But I just kind of want to show you guys real quick. So when you open it up, you're going to have this front pocket, and if you see, it has like the same stitching that was on like those Luxe covers. So this is going to be reminiscent of like that Luxe collection that is so popular with them. So first you're going to have an inside pocket. So this inside pocket has like a little section in the back where you can slide some stuff. It also has these little things where you can put like pens and like other supplies. So that would be the front pocket. And then you're going to have this nice zip pocket. So we'll open that up. Looks like it comes stuffed with a bunch of stuff. Okay. Oh, here's the straps as well too. So you are getting a couple different straps as well, and I think there's different ways, so we'll kind of find out those ways and we'll go over that in the reel. But those can clip on, so you can have it as like a regular crossbody bag and clip it on here. You can put it on as like a backpack, so I think like you can clip both of them here, and then you can actually wear it as like a backpack as well. You can carry it with the handle, so there's like many ways that you can utilize this. So I love that. And inside this pocket, so you're going to have a laptop section where you can fit your laptop in. So that will be back here. And then in front of that, you have another little section where if you need to slide like an iPad or any accessories for the laptop. And then it has the strap to keep your laptop in place. You also have a zip pocket in here too. So you could have like some valuables or other stuff, little small things in there. But it looks like, you have a lot of like room in there as well too. So, and like I said, I'll go in detail, but there's going to be 4 colors. So this one is called the Scarlet Spell. So it's burgundy with the pink. There's also one called the Crescent Bloom. That one's going to be dark brown on the bottom, and then it has like a light sky blue on the top. There's also Ember Wood, which is also my other favorite. That's going to be cream on the bottom, and it almost has like a camel tan color on the top. So I almost want to get that too, so I can have that for fall. And then Willow Mist has a dark green on the bottom, and then almost like a sagey green on the top. Sagey green on the top. Okay. So mine is the Scarlet Spell. Okay. Let's grab the other stuff that's in here as well. So I do want to say there is something else, like a couple more things in this collection that I do not have. Those are going to be coming, I believe they said, but they're on back order. So there will be some notebooks and notebook covers, and once I get those, I will go ahead and go over that. But in this right here, we're going to have some doodle line markers, which I'll swatch these in just a moment. This is one of the things I'm most excited about. We're gonna have 60 dual tip brush pens. So I'll open that in just a moment. We have 2 different sizes of bookmarks, and these are great because they snap into either the travel size or the classic planner. And then we have some inserts. We have the content machine. We have the 21 day dopamine detox challenge, as well as the dopamine detox tracking sheets. So we'll go over those in just a moment. Let me start with the stencils. Okay, so we'll get started with those. Now, you're gonna get 4 stencils in each pack. And then, as you can see, so this one has some of those speech bubbles, like a little cloud, some arrows, and then it has like a header up top. And then this one is gonna have some arrows, some other doodles, a cloud, like these little like things that you can put in there, but it's all these different types of arrows as well too. This one has like a little banner at the top, some banners here, some other little like boxes and ovals, and like these like boxes with like the wavy lines. So that will be fun. And then this looks like it has like, you know, some more speech bubbles, some other like different doodly type boxes and doodles, and then another different header thing. Now what's really cool about this, let me grab my travel planner. I'm gonna pull up a blank page. So this is what's neat, is these actually snap in on both sides. So say, for example, you know, you wanted to try to, you know, make a banner on this top. When it snaps in, it fits perfectly where you can draw and make this into like a little banner on top as well. And it's great because you can do that on the other side, but it's also clips in, so it has clips on both sides, so then you can do it on this side a little bit better. So whenever you have these like doodles, that side should be the side facing up, and then it fits in there perfectly. Some of these things might have to be moved based on like the location that you're in, but if you wanted to put like this, like, you know, little flag here, like you could, you know, put that like on there and just kind of hold it down and everything else too. Yeah, I was trying to see if the top 3 would fit, but that's what's great. And it's nice like too, because you can also take these on the go with you. So if you decide that, you know, you're traveling and you don't want to take a bunch of sticker books or stickers, you could pop these in, take like a pack of, I would say like some of the highlighters or something and some pens, and then you can easily travel and make your planner look cute by just clipping these in and not having to carry a lot. So that would be the travel size ones. And then we do have the full size ones as well that go in the classic daily grind planner. So this one, it's gonna have your header. These got like some fun little like squiggly lines and doodly lines and these little different shapes and boxes. This one has another header, some other different shapes and boxes. This part I think goes into the section with your hourly, so then you can, you know, kind of mark off those as well too. So I'll show you that in just a moment. This one has like some other like fun little doodles, arrows, some other boxes as well. And then you have a header up top. So this one has the one with the flags, some doodle boxes, some other headers, and, you know, some different arrows and stuff like that. So I'll show you what I was talking about with this. So say, for example, let me turn to a blank page that I have. No, not the weekly one. Let's see if I can find a blank page on a week that I haven't used. So if you were to pop this in here, so not only is it cool because, like, you know, you can kind of make a little fun doodle over the date part as well, but this part right here, when it's clipped in, it fits into where, you know, you can make some fun color and like these lines and kind of map out your day as well too. Right here, this fits perfectly in for your top 3. So some of these do work out perfect. I'm gonna flip it to the other side and kind of see, so you can do a banner, your notes and ideas. You have these that fit in perfect. Let me flip it to the other side and see what else. I don't think many things fit on that side, but, you know, again, like I said, you can put it on this side over here, and then these ones are gonna fit perfectly over on this side of the page as well. So that's great, is like whatever side you have it clipped on, it should fit perfectly in there. And so as you can see, so one side, like the the picture isn't as vibrant. So the side that's vibrant would be the side that would be facing up when you're doodling. Okay, so that will be the stencils. Move those out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna do the markers first. So these right here are gonna be the doodle line markers. I'm gonna pull this down a little bit more so you can see better. Let me grab a piece of paper and we can swatch these real quick. This is just one of those artist papers. So let's see. So it looks like when you have them, you're just gonna be able to do like a doodly line, like when you go across. So I can't draw straight to save the life of me. But that would be like the red one. So it kind of has like little stars and dots. This one, it looks like it's a squiggly line. So you can do a little squiggle line with that. This one is a dashed line. So you have your dashed lines. This one looks like it's gonna be little leaves. They don't seem to want to write as well, but they'd be cute for like, you know, around the outside of like boxes and everything. This is a dashed line as well. If I write, I'm definitely gonna need a ruler because I can't draw a straight line to save my life. Oh, these ones are little hearts. That is cute. Sometimes if you push down, you get a little more color in it. These look like almost like little alarm clocks, but they're like little circles with almost kind of like Mickey Mouses, or like little bears. And then this looks like it's a squiggly line as well. So there's another squiggle line. So that will be the doodle line markers. Those will be fun to draw around the outside of some boxes and stuff and have some fun with it. Okay, and then we also have the 60 dual trip brush markers. I am so excited about these. So it comes in this nice zip up case, which is great. Oh, it comes with a color swatch card, so you can actually swatch out all of your colors. I'm gonna do that off camera. That will be a lot of fun. Oh, and then it comes with replacement of the fine liner, so you get 3 fine liner tips and 3 of the brush tips, and it kind of gives you the directions on how to replace those. But look at all of these colors. So you're gonna get your reds, pinks, purples, you got oranges, yellows, greens, blues, you have like browns, and then you get your grays and then your basic black. But you get 60 colors in this set. How awesome is that? So let me just grab one and I'll see if I can try. So let's try with the fine tip. Oh, these write so nice. And they don't smear either, so let's try the brush tip. They give a good pigment. I'm so used to the Tombos, so I feel like the Tombos are a little more like flexible, and I think I'm like somebody that's strange. Like if you're a beginner letter, this might actually be a little easier to use than a Tombow. But I don't know, for some reason the Tombos to me are easy. I'm just like that odd person. I've had this discussion before with somebody and they were like, oh, well the Tombos are a little bit harder. To me, I find them easier. So I'm not really sure, but I do love the fine tip on these, and these are going to be so much fun to color in the pages. So, you know, like you get like the pages into the inserts. So I'll show you where you can make like the bookmarks. I've got my Summerween one. So like these right here, these will be so fun to color in with those as well. Okay, so let me move that to the side. These are going to be great. And I love that you can just take this on the go and you have all those different colors as well. Okay. So let's go over the inserts right now. So let's start with the dopamine detox. So we'll do the actual challenge here. Okay, so this is a 21-day challenge. So it's basically going to cover 3 weeks. So with the dopamine detox, it kind of like helps you get rid of the stuff like mindlessly scrolling and other stuff that you can do. So right here, let me see. I'm going to adjust this to be a little bit closer so you can see this a little better. We'll just keep it in here. Okay. So the dopamine detox guide. Dopamine isn't just a feel-good chemical. It's your brain's motivation engine every time you check your phone, snack mindlessly, or look for quick thrills. You're teaching your brain to prefer easy rewards over real progress. This guide isn't about giving up everything. It's about changing your habits to help you focus better, build self-control, and feel more satisfied in the long run. So you can actually do 2 options. You can do the flexible path where you choose your own pace and you decide on which habits to be focused on. Or you can do the all-in path where you cut all destructive habits at once. So you can kind of decide how you want to do that. So like, you know, the all-in would be if you want to dive headfirst and you want to get rapid transformation. Or, you know, the flexible path is like, you know, if you just want to do a few here and there. So you can kind of pick and choose how you want to use it. But they say the rules of engagement are to commit fully, track honestly, celebrate micro wins, and welcome challenges. So this gives the science of dopamine. So it kind of tells about dopamine and like your brain's fuel, and then how the reset works. This identifies destructive behaviors, so you spot your energy drainers. This has a few examples right here, but then you can write other ones on your own. Self-reflection prompts and your personal knockout list. Know your triggers. So this kind of has like your different habits. Like for example, they have scrolling social media, the trigger, bored during the evenings. The type is emotional. So you have 3 trigger types, which would be emotional, environmental, or social. And then they have different avoidance strategies. So you can kind of create your custom avoidance plan based on the different habits that you do. Then you have everyday triggers toolkit. So this kind of like shows like, you know, the if and then. So if the clock hits 3 p.m. slump time, then I set a 25-minute productivity timer. So it kind of gives you something to come up with a solution to kind of help with those habits that are bad. And then Feel Your Fire. This kind of dives into prompts to kind of uncover your deep motivations. This is going to kind of fuel your motivation to start that 21-day journey as well. And then on the back, you write a letter to yourself. Basically bring your vision to life and ignite your journey. Use a space to write a heartfelt letter to your future self. Drawing inspiration from the prompts on the previous page. And then it gives a breakdown of the 21-day challenge. So it has your weekly flow, your 3-week challenge. Then you're going to have a habit selection guide. So right here, this kind of like goes through your different habits that you want to change. And then you can kind of grade them from 1 to 5. So 1's just a mild drain and 5 is a severe drain. So then that way it kind of helps you zero in on those habits that are going to be more severely draining you as well. And then it kind of has like habit swap strategy. So you take those different habits you write down and then write a swap that you would do instead of doing those habits. Then you have your weekly anticipation calendar. So this is your week 1 challenge forecast. So you write your dates down, your potential challenge and how to overcome it. So you would fill out anything that you want to do. And then you have your pre-game prep station. So then you can kind of write down the things that you want to do to kind of set yourself up for success. And then chart your course week 1. So it goes through where you can kind of brain dump here or jot down insights for those week ahead. And then daily check-in. So you're going to go through each day. So it's going to have your 7 days of check-in. And then on the back of each page, you're going to have a reflection page. So basically here you can reflect on it. You can brain dump for tomorrow's strategy as well on that reflection page. So that way you can kind of get yourself set up for the following day. So you're going to have all of your 7 days of that. And then at the end of the 7th day, you're going to have a week 1 check-in. So then your week 1 check-in, it's going to have your current state snapshot, your progress snapshot, your achievement breakdown. So how many habits did you take care of? And then your average daily screen time reduction and how many minutes that you detox on that screen time. And then It also has prepping for the week ahead, so it kind of gives you that same thing that you did at the beginning, those habits that you're going to work on and what you're going to do to swap them to prep for week 2. So here's your weekly anticipation calendar for week 2. It's the same as the very front one, where you have your dates, your potential challenge, how to overcome it, your pregame prep stations, and then it goes into your brain dump, and then you have your daily check-in pages. So you're going to have all of those, and then again you're going to have your week 2 check-in, and then you're also going to have your prepping for the week ahead and your weekly anticipation calendar for week 3. And then you're going to go again into those 7 days. So you're going to get your 7 daily check-ins. And then at the end of that 3 weeks, you're going to have a You Did It challenge complete. So then you're going to kind of reflect on the 3 weeks of your challenge. And then right here is success story. So create what's next. So this right here is any post-challenge thoughts, doodles, and reflections that you might be having after doing the 3-week detox. And then your journey continues, a new chapter begins. So then, you know, basically you can commit to maintaining those different habits that you've learned over those 21 days. They say a lot of times it takes about 21 days to form a habit. Sorry, excuse me. I just needed a drink. So if you're doing this and you're going all in for 21 days, that's going to form that new habit, and then you can commit to maintaining those habits and kind of keep them to keep your inner peace. So that would be the 21-day dopamine detox challenge. And then you also have the dopamine detox challenge, the tracking sheets. This does 30 sheets. It's kind of like when you had the 21 day, the glow up challenge, where you had the tracking sheets as well. So this here, you just have your dopamine detox. You have your day. You can track your hours of sleep, your time spent scrolling, your energy level, your distractions, dodge, and your detox wins. And then, you know, you can have your other things. And then it also has the journal page on the back. So you're going to get 30 pages of those, and those are all exactly the same. Okay, and then the last insert is going to be the content machine. This is the one I'm most excited for. Ooh, I like this. So if you notice, like these ones, they're like that shiny cardstock. This is almost like a matte cardstock. Oh, that's really cool. I really like this. It feels luxe. So the content machine, create with clarity, post with purpose. So this says, welcome to the content machine. So basically it's a personal guide to building a content strategy that works for you. Whether you're starting from scratch or already posting online, this insert will help you. So basically you build your content machine, you created a strategy that sticks, you grow your audience, and you start monetizing. So this kind of helps you grow your social media content as well. So the next one is going to be some intention. So start where you are, and then you start by answering a few questions. And then your section 1 is building your content machine. So this is about figuring out what kind of content you want to create and your why. So your passion and skills brainstorm. So it says list 3 to 5 things you're passionate about. List 3 to 5 things you're skilled at. Match ideas to see what unique combos you come up with. So you write your passions and your skills, and you can try matching them. And they say, for example, you're traveling is a passion, budgeting is a skill. So how to travel in the world on a budget. So that would kind of take your passion and your skill and put those together to create a content idea. And then you have your content theme builder. So what your content's all about. So it kind of like helps you build your theme based on your content. And then your natural audience, who you are creating for and why does it matter. And it definitely does matter because you want to be able to build your content for the right audience. Platform picker and posting plan, where you will show up online. So this kind of helps you pick which platform, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, a podcast, if you want to do a blog or an email newsletter, it kind of helps you pick those different platforms. And then you can come up with a realistic plan. And then again, it leads into the next section, which is building a strategy that works. So once you figure out what type of content you want to create, now you're going to come up with your strategy. So you're going to define your content pillars. It says, what do you want to be known for? Your content pillars are the 3 to 5 main topics you'll return to again and again. These are the subjects that reflect your brand, feel natural to create around, and connect with your audience. When you're clear on these, planning content becomes easier and staying consistent feels much more manageable. So basically, examples, if you're a wellness creator, you're going to come up with healthy recipes, morning routines, mindset tips, at-home workouts, and personal journeys. So that's kind of what your thing is. So if you're a small business owner, you can do product highlights, behind the scenes, pack and orders, tutorials or tips, and then customer stories. This kind of gives you your pillar and then some content ideas for it. So then you can brainstorm some ideas here, and then you can do your content pillars, which would be your main content topics at the bottom. And then the monthly brainstorm. This kind of shows where you break down. So for example, if you were doing the wellness creator and you came up with those different examples, so pillar 1 is going to be your healthy recipes. And then it shows like different types of content under each of those things that you can film or build based on that specific pillar. Pillar 2 is morning routines. So then you would have these different subcategories that you can do that are based off of morning routines. Mindset tips. These are going to be different things that are kind of based off that mindset tip. So this is an example page right here. And then you also have a monthly content calendar. So you have, every single day of the week. So you would have like the first week here, the second week here, the third week. But say you don't want to post 7 days a week every single day. So say this person right here, they decided that to stay consistent, they're going to post on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is great because if you have your audience and they're expecting that kind of thing, so say you do Wellness Wednesdays. They're going to expect that every single Wednesday, and you're going to also gain a good following by doing that. And then monthly brainstorm, that's going to take your pillars. So the example page that we had here, this is the blank page where you can put your own. You also have a blank monthly content calendar. And then you have a weekly content planner as well. So this is the example page, and then this is the blank page. So on Tuesdays, the content ideas, the format, the platform, repurpose to, which is great because you can actually take one piece of content and put it on multiple platforms. So for example, if you film an Instagram reel, you can put that on as a YouTube short, you can put it on as a TikTok reel, you can put it on Pinterest, you can put it on Facebook. So you don't have to constantly film different material for every single platform. You can repurpose that same one for different platforms because you're getting different audiences from those different platforms. Then you have your weekly content planner. Repurpose and reuse. That's kind of what I was saying right there. So this kind of takes your different platforms, and then basically it says what other platforms do you want to show up besides your main one. So then, for example, if you're on Instagram and you make a reel, why don't you do a YouTube short? Why don't you do a TikTok? Because you can use that same content and add to those platforms as well without having to create multiple content. So right here's your repurposing cheat sheet. It kind of shows how you start with one thing and some ideas to try as well too. And then here's another example page. This is visualizing your content flow from creation to repurposing. So this is your example page, and then you're going to have your blank page as well. And then section 3 is once you figure out your content, you're going to grow your audience. So you don't need a huge following to make an impact. What you need is connection. So basically this kind of uses engagement strategies that feel natural. So right here it says connect before you create. So here's your engagement checklist. Here's some conversation starters as well too. So these kind of give you ideas to create stories. You can create question and answers, or you can even ask these in the comments and kind of connect with people in the comments. And then your brand voice and connection style. How do you sound online? I don't want to know how I sound online right now because I'm struggling with my allergies and I can hardly talk. But it kind of defines your voice in 3 words that describe your content vibe. So if you're, positive, you have great energy, you're empowering, you're aesthetic. So there's different things that you can kind of brand, you can kind of say, do I feel sound like I'm friendly? Do I sound like I'm calm or motivating? So there's different types of styles that everybody has. Not everyone's going to do the same. So you want to define your style. And this right here is a growth tracker. So for month 1, so if you've got their platforms, so say I'm doing this for Instagram, you can do your follower count on week 1, your most engaged post. So say I post 5 times the week, I'm going to pick whichever post is most engaged, why it worked, and additional notes. And then you're going to see your most engaged post over the course of a month each week, and it's going to show you which type of content that your audience reacts to the most. And then here's a growth tracker for month 2, so you're going to keep the momentum going. So this kind of like goes into a plan to do it for 2 months straight. And then section 4 is earning with integrity. So this kind of goes into monetizing and, you know, getting into affiliate marketing and other stuff too. So you're going to choose your first income streams. So you're going to start simple and stay aligned. So, you know, what kind of income streams interest you? So you can do brand deals or sponsorships, affiliate marketing, digital products, which is great because, you know, you can think about it. So here's an example. Say you are a parent that homeschools. Something like, you know, the fact that you homeschool, you probably have some sort of like curriculum or something that you follow to help your kids be homeschooled. This would be a great thing to create like either a course or like a template for other parents that are trying to homeschool. And you can put those digital products online to sell and make money because, you know, you already have a plan in place, and there's going to be people that are starting out their kids homeschooling, or people that aren't sure which direction to take. They're going to purchase that material because they're going to want to try out your plan because you're successful with homeschooling. That was just an example, but and there's different things that you can do as well. That kind of goes like with coaching. If you're a fitness instructor, you can offer online coaching and, you know, kind of have people fill out like a questionnaire based on like their body types and everything like that. I know coaches do that all the time. But then it kind of like helps them give you a consulting type, you know, service based on your body style and your preference. So monetization, brainstorm, turn your content ideas into income ideas. Turn your content into so. And then brand deal and affiliate tracker. This is great because it kind of shows your different brands, the type of collabs and deliverables. So this kind of like shows like what things you need to do to help grow those brand deals and those affiliate programs. And then from idea to offer, turn what you know into something people want. So that's what I was kind of saying with the homeschool thing. So you have an idea, you know, people might not understand or like know how to start that. So then you can create like, you know, a tutorial or a template pack or an ebook or something like, you know, like a workshop that kind of shows like, you know, how you homeschool your kid day to day. That was just an example, but you know, it could be anything. It could be a digital product. It could be a physical product. You could offer a service. So if you are a fitness instructor, you could offer one-on-one coaching for people that are really struggling. You can offer a workshop or a class. So if you, you can even host a Zoom session on like, you know, that way you can kind of answer questions live and kind of help people with, you know, their struggles as well too. And then the next one is reflect and reset. So look back, refocus, and move forward. And then in the back, you're going to have some extra planning sheets as well. So these are great. So you have your content brainstorm sheet. So then if you find some other ideas and you kind of want to brainstorm those, you get some extra pages of that. You also get your extra month calendar to plan out your content. So you have 2 months worth of extra. Then you have a couple weeks worth of extra content as well. So you're getting multiple weeks of that as well. You have your build your content machine. So this was the flow chart that you kind of use to create your ideas. So you're going to get extra copies of those. Oop, I went too far. And then you're going to get your growth snapshot. So you're going to track your progress. So this is the one where you have your platforms and then it has like your start and end count. And then your monthly growth tracker. These are those additional pages where if you want to, you know, track your followers, your engaged posts, why it worked, and additional notes to see what, you know, your audience likes. Here's some more brand deal and affiliate logs. So you get some more of those as well. I don't think I'd ever have that many brand deals or affiliates. Offer planning page. So this kind of like, you know, is something again with that idea. So for example, you know, we're talking about the homeschool thing. So you could offer a name or working title, what type of product it is and who it's for. And then you can have your launch or start date so you can start working your content towards that. So that gives you those different ideas, and then you have a notes and ideas. So then there's a couple pages in the back of the insert that kind of helps you give extra space for whatever you need. So that will be the content machine. So all of these are going to be releasing on Wednesday, August 6th at 1 p.m. If you are part of the Daily Ground Support and Accountability group, then you do get early VIP access at 12:30 for these different things. And there are some other items in the collection too that I don't have with me currently. But as soon as I get those, I'll film a video and I'll also have that too, so you can kind of see, because I should be getting those hopefully the end of this week or early next week. But thank you for joining me today. So these will be some of the items I'm releasing on Wednesday, August 6th at 1 p.m. You can use my code STUFF10 for 10% off. And then if you do use that, and of course you're not going to save extra money, but it does help me out as well too. So I appreciate you taking the time to go through all this with me today. If there's any questions, you can leave those down below in the comments. I'm happy to help answer or find those out for you. But I will also be posting, some more content on Instagram with some reels and some other content showcasing some of these products as well before the release. So if you're interested in that, I'll have all of that linked down below as well. So thank you for joining me today, and I hope you all have a wonderful afternoon. Bye.